everybody. Welcome to Crafts with Katie this Thursday morning. Glad to see you back. We had a great week. We're learning about Africa this week. So we are going to do a great craft about an animal from Africa. And when I think of Africa, I always think of elephants. So we're going to do an elephant craft today. And this is the craft that we're going to do. I saw some really great pictures of the craft that we did last week, you guys posting them, of our birds. Awesome. I loved the originality of them and how you made them your own craft. That was really awesome. I really liked that. But today we are going to work on our elephant. So the elephant actually moves its trunk when you blow the straw. Okay? So remember, these crafts can be found Tulsa Zoo/kids, tulsazoo.org/kids on our website. You can find them, all the directions, including other activities as well that we've been doing all week with our Africa theme. So really excited about that. Okay, so again, you can find that online. But what we're gonna do is first we need to gather our supplies. So we're again making our elephant. So to make our elephant, let's set that there. We're gonna need some scrapbook paper. Now, why we need scrapbook paper is because scrapbook paper is square. And you can make your elephant whatever color. This one, that wasn't supposed to happen. This one I made a plain blue. But then I found this scrap paper in our closet that kind of has this water print, and I thought that would be a really cool pattern for elephant skin. Now, if you don't have scrapbook paper, that's okay. You will just have to make your paper square. So, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So I'm gonna show you with this paper how to make a square. All right, so we need our scrapbook paper. We also need a little bit of construction paper. We use that construction paper for the eyes and the tusks, okay? And we need a straw. I found these really cool paper straws. They've got a giraffe print on them. Also an African animal, right? Pretty cool. Scissors, of course, glue, and then either crayons or markers. I think I'm gonna use the marker today, but we'll see. I don't know if you noticed, this craft doesn't have googly eyes. I don't know what's wrong with me this week, but you can do crafts without googly eyes, so. All right, so we're gonna get started. First, I'll show you how to make a square out of a rectangle piece of paper. So if you have a rectangle piece of construction paper, it will definitely work. You just have to make it into a square first. And how you do that, you're gonna take one corner of your paper and you're gonna fold it into a triangle so that this lines up along the edge. And then you'll just fold it. And once you've done that, you'll have this rectangle over here. And you'll just want to cut along this line to create your square. So you just cut like this. And you'll have your square, okay? And that will be good for the craft. Now, if you do it this way, you've actually already done one of the steps that we'll be doing next. So you're a step ahead already, right? Okay, so we're gonna set that aside. I'm gonna use my water print paper here. Okay, so what we wanna do is we want to, it doesn't matter what side you fold it, but you do want to start by folding your square in half to make a triangle. Easy peasy, fold it in half, make a triangle. And then you're just gonna open it up, flatten it out a bit, and take your scissors and cut on that fold line that you just made. I'm gonna flip mine over. It's actually difficult to see the line on the pattern, so I'm gonna flip it over to the white side and cut along the line there. It's a little bit easier to see. All right, pull that out. So then you have 2 separate triangles, okay? And you will need both triangles for this craft, okay? But what you're gonna do is you're gonna flip those over to the side that you don't want showing upward, okay? And you're gonna lay it down like this. And so you have a long edge and then 2 shorter sides and then the point here. So what you wanna do is take this point right here and do a little fold upward. So it looks like this, okay? And you actually wanna do the same on both. And if you can, you wanna try to make those folds fairly even. You want the same amount folded upwards. So if you put them together, you can fold the second one on top, just to give yourself an idea of how much you folded it. So you want 2 pieces that are the same, just like that. And you're gonna set one aside for now. I'll just set it right over there. And just leave that be for now. Then you're gonna take another sheet of paper and you're gonna create your trunk, okay? And the trunk is really easy. All it is just a strip of paper. So we're gonna take another sheet of paper and maybe about 2 or 3 inches wide. Just cut a strip like that, and that's gonna be our trunk. So with your wrong side facing up, with your little notch, you're going to take your trunk and glue it down to that little triangle. So you put glue right there, and then I'm gonna put this way. Put it right there. Now you might want to go ahead and glue your little flap down. You don't have to do this, but it might be a little bit easier in the long run if you do it now. Okay. Just like this is what you should look like. Just like that. All right, I'm gonna make sure I follow along the right instructions for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn that over so I can look at them. All right, once you glue that down, you are going to take your straw. So again, here's my paper straw. Looks like a giraffe. And you're going to lay it down on your craft so it kind of comes off of the top of the edge. You need a little room here to stick out, but you also need it to go a little down to your trunk, okay? That's where you're gonna blow through. So you're going to put some glue down and then put this right on top, like so, okay? Now what you wanna do is take that second triangle that you made that was just the same as your first triangle. You guys can see that right down there. You're gonna take your second triangle and you're gonna glue it right on top of that first triangle, okay? So if you wanna glue that little flap down first, you can do that. Ooh, just like so. Okay, that. And then you're gonna put glue all over your first triangle. I like lots of glue. You notice that I prefer this liquid, like white school glue, but a glue stick would work as well, if that's what you prefer. I just like to use that kind of glue. Okay, so then you're gonna take your thing and put the right sides together. So at this time, you're gonna sandwich those together, and that's what's gonna help hold the straw in. My straw fell out of the other one, so obviously I didn't use enough glue, but you're gonna push that down and get it all on there, sandwich those pieces together so they stay nice and firm together. And you have the pattern on the outside here, this is the back side, and then you have the pattern on the outside there, and that's the front side. So what you wanna do is you wanna flip your craft over to the front side, and you've got these 2 big flaps here, and they're going to become your ears. So just like in this craft, with the straw that's fallen out, they're gonna become the ears. So you're going to, easy enough, fold each ear down, and I made this one, and he kind of has bigger ears. And then this guy has a bit smaller ears. They almost look identical, but their ears are a little bit different. And so it's really up to you how much you wanna fold down the ears. So it's up to you, it's your craft, right? So you go ahead and fold those down. And this is what you have, right? Your elephant ears. And I like to go ahead and glue those down. So then they stay and they're nice and firm. Kind of like handles when you blow through the straw. Okay, so you glue those down. Like so. Easy peasy. Now, your main form of your elephant is complete. But you still need to add the decorations. So we still need eyes and we need those tusks, right? Because this is an African elephant. So they have those big, long tusks. So we're gonna grab our white piece of paper. And if you don't wanna use white, you wanna make different color eyes, you go right ahead. Or if you wanna use googly eyes, I like googly eyes. I just didn't have any today. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold your paper a little bit in half. And again, if you're not good at cutting out shapes without a line, go ahead and draw the shape that you want. So you draw your eyes on there. I like just to wing it, so I'm just gonna go in and cut out some eyes. Now these eyes look a bit too big, but that's okay. If you start out a little bit too big, you can always narrow them down a little bit, make them a bit smaller, kind of refine the shape of the eyes. Right? So I think that's a really good shape for my eyes. And since I folded it in half, remember, now I have two eyes that are identical. Yeah, I think that's a great size. So if you can see them right there. Okay, I'm gonna glue these guys on. Just like so. Perfect. Yeah. Now he kind of has a blank expression, right? So we need to add those pupils. So I'm going to use my marker. Again, you can use crayons if you'd like. And I am going to go ahead and just draw in those pupils. Color them in like this. Ooh, I forgot to draw the circle first. I just started coloring and forgot to draw the circle. But that's okay. If you make mistakes, it's always fixable. So if I had made a mistake on my eye, glue's not dry yet, I could have just taken it off and redone it. So not a big deal. Easy as pie. So there we go. Okay. So our next step is to add those tusks. So we go back to our white piece of paper. We can use the same fold. I'm going to start at the bottom. Again, if you want to draw, go ahead, draw on your tusks. I'm just going to go for it. And I have two tusks. Okay, now I'm going to flip one over so they kind of both, they kind of angle in a little bit like this. If you wanted to glue them on like that so they both go in the same direction, or maybe, oh, maybe I'll go out. This one I went in, maybe this one I'll go outward. Yeah, I like that. And I glue those on, so you put a little glue, glue them on here. Glue that on here. All right, so there we go. Now we're finishing up. We only have a couple of steps left. So what we have to do is kind of decorate that trunk. So if you see on my finish craft, there's lines. So that's easy peasy. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but I just put some lines down the trunk of my elephant, like so. Kind of looks like, you know, you can fold them like in your fingers. You see your knuckles and stuff. So looks like that, so we can roll. And then we just have to roll up our trunk, okay? So how we do that is, I put it all the way over there. Okay, so I'm gonna use a straw. You can use a pencil if you have a pencil or a pen handy, but what you're gonna do is lay it on the back side of your project and start at the bottom of the trunk. Take your straw and just wrap the trunk around and roll it up. Roll, roll, roll. Roll it up. Sometimes easier said than done. Just keep rolling until you get to the top, and then it's all rolly. See? Just like that. And I already see some mistake that I made. So since we're not dry, I can pry it up and push my straw down a little bit so it comes out the bottom a little bit. And then my trunk moves. So then make sure that you allow your craft to dry completely before you start playing with it. But after it's dry, play away. You could use this as a little puppet to make a little imaginary play with, or you can annoy your brother or sister with it. That's always fun to do, right? Don't do that. Don't annoy your mom and dad. Yeah, so have fun, and we will see you next week. Join us tomorrow for our question and answering with our animal ambassador. And if you missed any of the videos this week, you can go ahead back and look at those as well. We had some great videos with some great animals this week. So see you next week. Bye.